Sitaram, Namaste to all of you all you wonderful viewers, to my Facebook friends and family, my humble Sitaram, and Namaste and Pranam and good evening. Once more again, I take this opportunity given by all of you, Pravachan, to each and every one of you. So I am indeed thankful to all of you, to all of your comments. I welcome my new Facebook friends. I thank you for accepting me as a friend and as a spiritual friend and a spiritual Facebook family. And I am so much thankful. And I'm indeed thankful to all the comments that you all have given me from time to time. I'm so much grateful for those good words and words of encouragement. And so today I will do the Gita Dhyanam as I continue the Gita Dhyanam. As I said the beginning, that before we commence Bhagavad Gita study, we want to recite the Gita Dhyanam. Dhyana means to meditate and to focus and to pay attention on subject matter. So how beautifully, again, Adi Shankara, that great spiritual soul that walked the surface of this earth, a very divine scholar, a very intellectual Vedic scholar, has put together the Gita Dhyanam before reciting the Bhagavad Gita or study the Bhagavad Gita. And so the fourth sloka, we are on the fourth sloka of the Bhagavata Gita Dhyanam. And so I commence by offering prostration to the Lord. Anything we do, our scripture tells us, we always meditate and offer thanks and offer glorification and salutation to the Supreme Master, the Lord of our heart, the Lord of this universe. And so join with me as we offer glorification to Ganesh Bhagwan, the one who purifies our mind, because we want a purified mind. We want a mind of simplicity and humility. Hey, Prabhu Ganesh, I bow to you prostration as I offer salutation, and I beseech blessing for a simple mind and a pure mind. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Pranamaya Sirsa Devam Gauri Putram Vinayakam Bhaktavasam Smare Nityam Ayu Kama Arta Siddhaye. Unto the feet of Saraswati Ma, to inspire us with wisdom, to encourage us, to inspire heart, to seek spiritual knowledge which will enable to use our physical knowledge and physical science in the right perspective and in the right way. Oh, Saraswati Ma, endow us with spiritual knowledge of intuition, to make our pathway clear, our sight, our vision clear. Hey, Saraswati Ma, Om Saraswati Namastobhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sadha. Our Guru, our teachers, our preceptors, Guru de Brahma, Guru de Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaram, Guru Saksha Parang Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. to the Lord who is the Jagat Guru, the world teacher. Om He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatapate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And so now I commence the fourth shloka of the Bhagavad Gita Dhyanam, and how it goes. Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dogda Gopalanandana Parthavatsa Sudhir Bhukta Dugdam Gita Mritam Mahata. So that is the fourth shloka. It's saying Sarva Upanishado. Sarva Upanishado meaning all the Upanishad. Gavo Dugdha. Gava mean the cows. Dugdha is milk. Gopal Nandana. Nandana means son, the son of Gopal, the son of Nandana. Nandan. Dugdha, the milker. Partha. Partha is Arjuna. Vatsa mean calf. Sudhi, purify intellect. Bhokta, the drinkers. Mahat, the supreme. Maha mean big, supreme. And Amritam, nectar. Gita, Dugdam, the milk of the Gita. So the meaning of this put together, all together, is saying that Lord Krishna, he used all the Upanishads to bring this knowledge to us. He said all the Upanishads are like the cows, and the son of the cowherd Milka, who is Krishna, Partha is the calf. Men of purified intellect are the drinkers, and the supreme nectar is the milk of the Gita. Is the essence of the Gita, the knowledge of the Gita is the milk. So Lord Krishna milk the Upanishads, like when you milk the cows, and he milk the Upanishads. And Partha is the calf, and we are the drinkers. Bhagwan Krishna, he milk the cow, and Arjuna is like the calf, and intellect, all beings are the drinkers of this knowledge. So we know without the calf, we cannot get milk. So Arjuna is the cause for the Bhagavad Gita. Like how the calf is the cause for us to have milk to drink, likewise the Arjuna is the cause for us to get this knowledge from the Bhagavad Gita. And the Bhagavad Gita comes from where? The Upanishads. Right? It comes from the Upanishad. All the Upanishad combined together, Bhagwan Krishna bring that knowledge in a summary. He summarized. And so to knowledge, we have 108 Upanishads. 108 Upanishads. So it will not be easy. If we want knowledge, it might take life birth after life birth to study the 108 Upanishads. But what Bhagwan Krishna does, he summarized the 108 Upanishads. In the olden days, they were recorded like 1081 Upanishads. But because of time and knowledge was passed on from ear to ear, there was no written down. And so some of the Upanishad got lost, but retained 108. And out of the 108, there are 12 primary Upanishads that most of the saints and sages, they pick out the main Upanishad and they come to 12. That with these 12 Upanishads, if we study these 12 Upanishads, it's the same as studying the Bhagavad Gita, and that will give us and equip us with knowledge. That will equip us with the knowledge to gain moksha. And so, what is the Upanishad? Now, the Upanishad is the latter part of the Vedas. Our Vedas is made up of 4 parts or 4 sections. We know the Upanishad is our oldest ancient text. We know our Vedas is inspired text. And from the Vedas, all knowledge comes. And so the 4 parts of the Vedas is the Samhita, that is the first part of the Vedas. The second part of the Vedas is the Brahmanas, right? The Brahmanas. The third part is the Aranyakas, right? The Aranyakas. And the fourth part is the Upanishads, right? So a breakdown of our Vedas again. Our Vedas is 4 parts. The Samhita, right? And Samhita means a collection. Samhita means a collection. It contains the sacred devotional chant, mantra. And these are the original and oldest and main texts of the Vedas. So the original and main texts of the Vedas are the Samhita. Contain chants and prayers praising the Supreme Lord and different aspects as nature energy or nature God who personify. Nature God, the energy of God that is present in nature, and personified the supreme power. The supreme power of the Lord are being personified, are different aspects of the one Brahmana, of the one God, the one unseen God, the one formless God personified through his power and through his energy. This is contained by the Samhita. And then the second part, as I said, is the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas is the second part. Let us remember the part of the Vedas, Samhita, first part, second part, Brahmanas. What does the Brahmanas contain? The Brahmanas is the second portion of the Vedas. They explain the mantras of the Samhitas, right? They explain the mantras of the first part. And the Vedic rituals, and the way that they are to be performed, and the detail of actual performance of yajna, description of worship of various personification of God, and the different kind of ceremony is in the Brahmanas. It's in the Karma Kand. The Brahmanas is made up of Karma Kand. And in the Karma Kand of the Brahmanas, it gives us the details how we do worship. So all our worship, all our rituals, all our ceremonies that we perform come from the second part of the Vedas, which is called the Brahmanas, in that section of the Karma Kanda, right? It gives religious duties of people, guidance of the priests. In short, Brahmanas consider as manual for ritual worship and prayer. And so these are the Brahmanas is the second part. The third part is the Aranyakas. So the third part of the Vedas is called the Aranyakas. And the Aranyakas is related to meditation. And is the meditational section of the Vedas, composed in late Vedic Sanskrit. So they were written after the main part, the Samhita was written. Then came the Aranyakas was written after. And so it's late Vedic Sanskrit. Aranyakas mean belong to the forest. And sometimes termed as forest book because they are studied in quietness. The Aranyakas are studied with the Guru leadership. And we know the Guru, the saint and sage, has their ashram in the forest, in quietness and away from all these busyness of human life. So that where you can dedicate your entire life or thoughts or mind in the knowledge. So that is why it is called Aranyakas. And they give what they give, mystical, symbolical, and philosophical interpretation and inner meaning of the mantras, right? Inner meaning, they go over the meaning of the mantras. Inner meaning, they in depth and reflect it to ourself or inner consciousness. And it is also called the Vedic Bhakti, the Vedaic Bhakti, or worshipping in a strict formulative manner, right? Worshipping in a strict formulative manner. Prescribe alternative in the form of different types of meditation. And so we can go on, but the Aranyakas basically deal with that meditation aspect, the meditation aspect of the Vedas, the inner meaning of the mantras. And the emphasis is more on knowledge and meditation rather than chanting mantras, right? So the Aranyakas deal on meditation aspect, knowledge aspect of the of life, of science, of religion, science of this world, and the connection of the world to ourselves. And then come the last part, the Upanishad, which Bhagavan Krishna, he bring and summarize all the Upanishad together to give us the Bhagavad Gita. So that the 4th sloka is tell us. So Upanishad literally means sitting down near or sitting down close to the Guru, implying listening or studying closely to the mystic doctrines under the guide of a Guru and the guide of a teacher. So Upanishad should be studied with guidance, and we will see later on. Upanishad refer as Shruti Prashant, revealed knowledge. Upanishad is revealed knowledge. Also refer as Shruti Sirsad, the head or crown of the Vedas. Also known as Vedanta, because they are the concluding portion of the Vedas, right? So the Upanishad is the last part or the concluding section of the Vedas. And so they are referred as Vedanta. So Ved mean knowledge, Anta mean end. And so the end of all knowledge. So it is said that when one truly understands the Upanishad, when one really can practice the knowledge of the Upanishad, then there is no need for more knowledge. There is no more need for knowledge. It's just application and practice what is there in the Upanishad, and that will give us moksha. That will take us closer to God. That will refine us. That will purify us. That will purge us and clean us and make us clean and calm and serene and tranquil, so that in our final moments, we have the knowledge, we have the tool, we have the equipment, so that we can abandon all thoughts, and our thoughts will only be subjected to the Lord alone, And so, concept in the Upanishad, concept of Brahma that is all pervading is brought to the limelight. Upanishad teach Atma Ved. The Atma Ved, Ved means knowledge, knowledge of the Atma, right? Knowledge of the Atma. So when we know the Atma, we can know the Paramatma, because the Atma is a part of the Paramatma. So once we know the Atma, the Jiva Atma, we then become realized, self-realized, when we know the Atma. So the Upanishad teaches Atma Vidya and practical means of realization of Brahman, the ultimate and eternal truth. So that is a brief summary of the Upanishad. And so some of the main, out of the 12 main principal Upanishad, we have the Aitareya Upanishad, the Aitareya Upanishad, which come from the Rig Veda. We have the Katha Upanishad, which come from the Krishna Yajur Veda. We have the Taittiriya Upanishad, comes from the Krishna Yajur Veda. We have the Brihad Upanishad, which come from the Shukla Yajur Veda. Ishavaya, the Ishavaya Upanishad, the Chandogya Upanishad, the Kina Upanishad, the Mandukya Upanishad, the Mundaka Upanishad, the Prashana Upanishad. So we have a Upanishad that comes from, or is being to every Vedas, to the 5 Vedas. As I said, the Upanishad is the last part of the Vedas. And so every Vedas have their own amount of Upanishad. And so Upanishad, why Upanishad is a kind of difficult to study by ourselves. Even in this book here, if we want to know detail, I mean, some of my readings I obtained from Google Maharaj, thankful to Google again. And some book knowledge I have from reading some texts. So if I should make some mistake, I am asked for forgiveness, because I didn't underwent any Gurukulam training or learning, but I learned through my local gurus, my local Satvidya Guru, Satguru and Vidya Guru, and through mostly of reading the text. And so this book here, I love this book, give a breakdown. It's called Echoes of Ancient Indian Wisdom. Ancient Indian Wisdom. Echoes of Ancient Indian Wisdom. It's a very beautiful book. Give us more detail as to our Vedas, to the different part of Vedas, the section of the Vedas, the Upanishad, listing the Upanishad and what they dealt with. And so even in this book here, even the great Sri Aurobindo, the great Sri Aurobindo, what he said, let me read what he said. He said, Upanishads are the records of the deepest spiritual experience of the ancient seers. Upanishads are truth seen, felt, lived, and held by the innermost mind and soul. Wow, wonderful words. However, many of the ideas contained in the spiritual vision and philosophical arguments of the Upanishad are very difficult to understand, right? Are very difficult to understand and are still obscure to us. Even the great David Farley, who studied a lot of Indian philosophy and scripture, David Farley said, the modern mind has yet to penetrate the veil protecting the ancient mysteries. Can you believe? David Farley is a Westerner who went to India and studies, a lot of great studies. And so there is one person, I forgot his name. He went to study Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma so that he can use that knowledge to convert Hindus into Christian. And when he finished studying the philosophy and science of Sanatan Dharma, he became a Hindu because he see the philosophy was very great and wonderful. And so David Farley, if you Google him, you will see what person he is. And he is saying the modern mind has yet to penetrate the veil, protecting the ancient mysteries. So that is the powerful knowledge in the Upanishad. And here we see Sri Aurobindo, very great scholar, a very wonderful scholar, intelligent Vedic person. He is saying that the Upanishad is difficult for us to understand. And therefore, through guidance, through a guru, or through studies with these books, the author is like our guru. They expound. So by reading, and we can gain the knowledge through the guidance of these teachers who wrote. And so he's not saying anything that is not true or is not practical. Indeed, I go through the Upanishad. We have books. The 12 Essential Upanishad is written in one volume, 2 books in one. So I have 2 volumes of 12 Essential Upanishad, and we find to go through all these Upanishad is so time consuming and it takes time to analyze. Here is another one by itself, the Chandogya Upanishad. The Chandogya Upanishad, we find that these texts full of knowledge, but the knowledge sometimes is difficult to grasp. And it's so much, as I said, it may take our lifetime, 2-3 lifetime to go through all the 108 Upanishads to gather the knowledge. So this is why Bhagwan Shri Krishna, he is like the milker. He milked the knowledge and gave us the cream of the Upanishad and make it simple in the Bhagavad Gita. So instead of reading 108 texts, he milked it. He read all the Upanishad. He has the knowledge. He is the greatest teacher. We will see later that he is the greatest teacher that teaches Bhagavad Gita knowledge. He taught us Bhagavad Gita knowledge. And so that verse, the sloka again, 3rd sloka, Sarva Upanishado Gawa, Dogda Gopal Nandana. All the Upanishad has been summarized by Bhagwan Krishna and gave us to drink, like we are the drinker of the milk, and Arjuna is the cause for us to have that milk. So let us utilize the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is full of knowledge. He made it very simple. He bring all the main points. Every sloka, if we only take one sloka of Bhagavad Gita and we practice it, it can give us moksha. Even sometimes we take one word in one shloka. One word in one shloka, as we will go through later on, and we only practice the one word of Bhagavad Gita, it gives us emancipation and moksha and bring us refine and bring us all that is being taught by all the scripture. So that is the power of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita gave us this knowledge. Is like a light that shine and clear up our vision, our intuition, the vision of the mind, not vision of this physical eye, but the spiritual vision, intuition of the mind, so that we use the eye of the mind to see our pathway in this world, so that we can know what is right, what is not right, what we should do, perform our duty, and how to perform our duty, because that is what the Upanishad deal with. You know, this little story, a very short to illustrate this, is a whole story in the Vedanta text that the lady was going to her backyard in the afternoon. You know, every afternoon we lock our gates. So sunset. So she was going to lock her gate, the back gate. So she got a little piece of yard that she walked through, and the yard is grass. So as she is walking, she saw something like a snake. And he said, "What? A snake here?" So in our backyard, like back home, especially, you know, Guyana, though my time coming up, there's a lot of sticks and so forth now, firewood and thing in the backyard. So she grabbed a piece of stick and she said she beat the snake. So as she is hitting the snake, it is like jumping up because of the grass, and she is hitting it. She has a long stick, of course, do not want to take chance. She is hitting it and the snake is jumping. And so every time she hit it, the snake is jumping up. And so, but the snake is not moving. So she got scared. And so she shouts, "Snake, snake, bring the lamp, we all come. It's a snake in my backyard." And so people rush. And they came, it was like dark. So the man of the house come with a lamp. He was doing something busy, of course. And the lady said as she's backyard, like she go like the back gate. So they came with lamp. You remember those Guyana lamp, right? The kerosene lamp, Bagjugni lamp, flambeau. So they come with a lamp. And as soon as they put the lamp forward so, and the light shine, then they see it was a rope, right? It was a rope. So what that light do, that light showed the true nature of what is on the ground. It was not a snake. The rope was mistaken for a snake. So by shining that light and producing that light, it revealed the nature. It revealed what is in front of you. Likewise, our Bhagavad Gita is like that lamp. Our Bhagavad Gita is like that lamp, shine the light of knowledge. So once we have the knowledge and we bring it forward in our life and we utilize it, it bring to whatever is in front of us, it reveals the real identity of it. It reveals the real nature of this world. It reveals the real nature of life and life's purpose and what we need to do. That's the purpose of this Bhagavad Gita, which come forth from the Gita Dhyanam, 4th Sloka, and that is all the knowledge of the Upanishad. So in conclusion, again, the Vedas have 4 parts. The Samhita is the first part. Then we have the Brahmanas. Then we have the Aranyakas. Then we have the Upanishad. Upanishad have very powerful knowledge. I encourage you, if we want to study more than Bhagavad Gita, then have books, Upanishad, Vedic texts. We can have Vedant texts. And so Shankaracharya wrote a few wonderful small texts, like Atma Bodh is a very nice book dealing with this Atma, and it all comes from the Upanishad. So I thank you again for joining me. I'm so happy that you joined me. And thank you so much again for all your wonderful words, for your time to spend with me. And I hope I'm making some sense. Again, I apologize if I make any error, any mistake. I'm sorry again, and I continue to do giving some knowledge, sharing some of my knowledge so that we can utilize it and we can all move together in the spiritual pathway of life. We want to move up. Like when we live our physical living, we want to raise up in life. We don't want to be one steady state. We always want to improve our home. Every year we do summer cleaning, we paint, we decorate. Nobody wants to be one state in life. Likewise, similarly, spiritually, we don't want to be in one state of life. We want to brighten up our life. We want to paint up our life. We want to bring our life peaceful. That is the most important thing in our life, to be peace and calm, something which money cannot buy. Peaceful and calm and tranquil. And so this will reduce stress. Bhagavad Gita is very much important. Once we know this knowledge, then we'll know how to handle life and deal with life, and less stress will come to us, right? So again, my humble Sitaram, my humble Pranam, my humble Namaste, my humble good evening to all of you, my following viewers, my family, friends. As I said, we are all one family in this phase of this earth. We live under one sun and we live on one earth. And it's one God, different name, different forms. And so again, my Sitaram, I will close with prayer. And so all of you wonderful devotees and bhaktas of the Supreme Master, I bow to all of you again and again. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santo Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Oh Lord, I beg and pray, may this sickness and disease go away. May this COVID-19, oh Lord, may it go away quickly. May it do not have effect upon us. Let it go away. Protect your children. Protect everyone. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. May everyone experience happiness. May no one experience sickness and disease, O Lord, for we are your children. Hey Prabhu, we are your children and we need your protection and guidance. Hey Prabhu, protect the world, protect everyone. Hey Prabhu. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. May there be peace, peace, and peace. And Sitaram, and bye-bye again to all my friend family. All my, I see a lot of from Lutheran School. I remember Lutheran School. I close with a thought of Skeldon High School, Lutheran School. I'm an old student of Lutheran School, and I also taught at Lutheran School. So I was sending out friend requests, and I see many people are from Lutheran School. So we are from one school, and I remember Teacher Bash, God bless his soul. We all know Teacher Bash from Lutheran School, who went during my time, 1972, he was teaching there. Up to I leave school, 1978, Lutheran School. Then I start to teach at Lutheran School in 1986. Around 1987, sorry. 1987, I teach, and I taught back with Teacher Bash. And so my first puja I did was a Hawan. I did it for Teacher Bash's sister. That is called, I think, Somati, her name was. Somati is Teacher Bash's sister. She had a house behind Teacher Bash there, who from Crabble Creek area, Welltank area. That is my first Hawan I did. She just moved there, and she said, come and do my puja. I said, I don't know. He said, whatever you are doing in the temple, come and do the same thing. God bless her soul. She is the first one who encouraged me. And even Teacher Bash, too. One time I was doing a puja and Teacher Bash was present there. And when I went back to school and I told him, you know, I was teaching, I said, man, you were there. I got nervous, man, you know. I got nervous. And Teacher Bash said, look, when you are talking, talk as if you are the only person know this topic here. God bless his soul, was a simple teacher. Bash was a simple person, a good friend. And he encouraged me. He said, when you talk as if you alone know this topic. Build that courage like you alone. And from then, whenever I talk with Teacher Bash advice. So God bless his soul. I remember his children. I remember his Dharmpatni. I remember his Genip tree. I remember he fell. What a wonderful friend was Teacher Bash and the teachers of Lutheran School too. Teacher Kader, God bless his soul. You know, all of them. So again, thank you and Sitaram. Be safe and have an enjoyable week until we reach Sitaram. And Sati would like to say Sitaram. And we close and we say Sitaram. Bye-bye.